didn't want to miss the opportunity to go on and support. I have been an avid supporter and a fighter against fluoride. So much so, Aileen will tell you that I took a general business side up to council before the state government took control of our water. So I'm very pleased. I've given Anne my card, and I want to continue on to correspond. What she had said here this afternoon is very true. Politicians get reams and reams of paper, and they do need a smoking gun. A lot of the constituents out there, the screens go up because it's just all too hard and complicated for them. If we can keep the points very succinct and to the point and targeted and more updated. There's a lot of evidence there that's, back in the 70s and 80s. There's more stuff coming to light now that we need to bring to the fore, and there is a fair bit of support now starting to get within the Liberal National Party within Queensland. There's been a member of Parliament there who has written to Anna Bligh, who's intending to try and bring his own bill forward. Please don't give up on that side of things. But yes, constant reams of paper don't work. Politicians need probably one page with the facts and let them research it. Yes, Anne's correct, they give it to their advisors 9 times out of 10. But my role, when I first got elected, was to become Deputy Chair of Gold Coast Water under Daphne McDonald, who's an avid fighter against recycled water, potable water and actually drinking recycled water. And during my time as Deputy Chair, I had the opportunity to go to Singapore, research a lot of the recycled water and potential of human consumption of that. And there's a lot of questions around it. And that also adds to the fluoride question and the level of low level of toxic exposure that we're all in today's society. And I had the opportunity when I was in Fort Lauderdale last time. I just happened to be flicking through the American Discovery channels, and there was a gentleman being interviewed, and I only came in on 3/4 of the way through it. And he'd been in a town that hadn't had DDT sprayed in the crops for about 40 years. And he was just about 35, and he had a young boy who was 5. And he got what they call body burning, and it brings up the level of chemical exposure that you've had through either food, air and water. And he had some level, but he thought he'd get his son tested. And in getting him tested, he was 100 times the father in his level of toxic exposure to these low levels of chemicals. And DDT was in those tested chemicals. So like fluoride and all those things, they keep saying acceptable levels. Yeah. But that's the low level of chemical exposure that really concerns me. It concerns our council and it concerns our councillors, but they don't have the time to go through the reams of resource material. They rely on things, their advisors, as Anne has said. I received one page from Aileen last week that was quite good, and actually it's going in my newsletter this week. So that's going out to my network, my email network. A lot of the media get hold of it. And the odd occasion, the Gold Coast Sun has picked up and ran some information. And our council actually, when we lost control of water to the state government through All Connects, moved a resolution unanimously not to support it. And we've asked for Premier Bligh to review that. But she's adamant, and Anne's giving you all the reasons. It's just outright poisoning and releasing into our environment. And as you know, the water cycle and the food cycle will come back to bite us in a stronger dose, because we may be taking it in, and children absorb more than adults do. They retain a lot more. And if you're taking in water that's got, and then you end up eating food that's got it, and fish, and it just gets worse and worse. So it is going to be a hard battle to fight, but it's good that it's becoming nationally. So I wish you all the best. It's very nice to meet you, and I hope the groups grow. And you all must experience it when you're talking to people in the general public. The shutters just go up. They, just think we're all crazy. And that's why I try and keep short points to them.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm here with Anne Bressington, MLC, the Honourable Anne Bressington, MLC, from the Upper House in South Australia, who has kindly visited the Gold Coast to help the anti-fluoride cause here. And do you believe that water drinkers generally believe that fluoride has been pharmaceutically approved for human consumption?
Absolutely I do. And the reason that I believe that is, if they knew the other, why would they be in favour of fluoridation? If they know it's rat poison, why would they say it's okay for their water, and why would they believe it was good for their teeth?
Do you believe that fluoride in water that people drink is a good practice?
Absolutely not. It's mass medication. It's been ruled by the European Court of Justice to be mass medication and therefore unethical and impractical, and it's an outmoded date, and it's medication of the masses against their will.
Do you think that children drinking water from a tap do so in enough volume to benefit their teeth?
There is no benefit from sodium fluoride in the water, tap water or otherwise.
Do you think that water drinkers should know who benefits financially from the addition of fluoride to town water supplies?
Absolutely. Wasn't it Julia Gillard who said, let the sun shine in? That the best disinfectant is sunshine, and open those curtains? I believe that every state government and the federal government should make absolute full disclosure about the financial arrangements with the purchase of and distribution of these fluorides and why they are put into our water.
What percentage of people objecting to fluoride in a given water supply region should be sufficient for a government to stop the addition of fluoride of that water supply?
The majority, 51%. If 51% say no, then it should get out of our water supply. And we have polls of 87 to 96% of people saying they want it out.
Thank you indeed, ma'am.
Thank you. In the United States, there are health warnings put out not to reconstitute baby formula with fluoridated water because of the damage that it can be done to a child under 12 months of age. This is the livelihood and the well-being of our children and grandchildren that is at stake here. I ask all of you out there that have concerns to write to your federal and state members demanding that water fluoridation stop now. Fluoride and fluoridation of our water supply, I believe, is one of the greatest health frauds of our time, and it's put many, many people at risk of ill health and pain and suffering in their life. This is the livelihood and the well-being of our children and grandchildren that is at stake here. I ask all of you out there that have concerns to write to your federal and state members demanding that water fluoridation stop now.